Do you know, right, the richest place in the world, where do you think it is? It's not a bank, it's not a vault with treasures in or gold, but it's in the graveyard. And buried beneath them stones are dreams that are literally never pursued, ideas that have never been executed, the books what were never written, the songs that were never sung, the ideas and the businesses that never started. And not because they were impossible, but because fear, that's all it was, fear just stood in the way. And so these are the people who spent their lives waiting for the right moment, waiting till everything's perfect, only to realise too late that it never came. What if they had taken that risk out? What if they just ignored the doubters and the naysayers and just followed the passions and just fucking started? Everyone's always waiting for the right time, mate, but the truth is, the right time, it never ever comes. Because there's always like responsibilities and money and obligations, which are obstacles. But you know what the greatest one is? Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of what others might say or think. Fear that our dreams will be laughed at. So we wait, don't we? We convince ourselves that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I can start. That once we have more experience, more support, more confidence, then we'll begin. But tomorrow turns into the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and then that slowly turns into never. The hard truth is, right, is this procrastination is just fear in disguise. And fear only grows stronger the longer we entertain it, the longer we think and sink into it. Do you know what the antidote is? Action. Any action, no matter how small, how little, it begins to erode the fear. And the only way to start is to start right now. Think back when we was kids, when we was children. We didn't care. We created, we expressed ourselves and we lived freely. But as we grow, we seek approval, don't we? We learn to measure ourselves by the eyes of others and what society is telling us to do and what success should look like, what happiness should be like. We're just literally conditioned to conform, to fit into expectations and to actually avoid standing out. And in doing so, we silence our true selves. But, right, whose expectations are we really living for? Because are we shaping our lives and our own dreams? Or are we crafting a version of ourselves just to be accepted and to people please? Yeah, we fear judgment, but here's the truth. People are just too busy worrying about their own lives to constantly think about ours. And even if they do judge, their opinions don't define a worth. Their opinions don't actually matter. So stop wasting your time worrying about what other people think. Because as I said in the previous video, the greatest prison that people live in is the fear of what other people think. Do you know, as we get to the end of our life, right, we never regret what people thought about us. We always regret the risks we didn't take, the dreams and successes we didn't chase. And those voices we feared, they fade. But the opportunities we missed, they will haunt us until our very deathbed. We'll just be sat there, dying. What could have been? What would life have looked like if we just took the first steps, if we'd have just fucking started? Oh, and if you want help, a bit more help in being able to shift your identity and be able to get to the next level of yourself, I've got a free hypnosis. Check it down there, Daz's Hypnosis. And if you listen to it once or twice a day, best when you're just waking or just about to fall asleep, because you're in that theta hypnotic state then, and this will go straight to your subconscious mind. So here it is, Daz's Hypnosis. It's free to download. My little gift to you. Give it a listen, and I do believe this has really helped me to change my life, right, by listening to this. I only listen to it once a day when I first wake up or sometimes before I go to bed. Give it a listen, give it a try. It's free to download. You don't have to pay nothing for it, and it will really start to change your life as it's propelled and changing mine. Time, even though it is a human construct, it's the only resource we can never actually get back. So every moment we spend doubting, worrying what other people think, hesitating and seeking approval, that's all a moment wasted. The people whose opinions you fear now, right, won't be there at the end of your life. Only your own regrets. They'll be the only things that are there. Don't let your future self look back with disappointment, because honestly, you'll wish you was dead. It will literally sink you. You want to know the loudest critic though? It's not actually out there. It's in here. It's in here. Self-doubt isn't truth. It's an echo of every past judgment we've absorbed. A ghost we can exercise, as in The Exorcist. Every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, you're not capable enough, ask yourself, who's actually planted them thoughts? Was it a failed teacher? A discouraging friend who's also failed in whatever they choose to do? An insecure relative? More often than not, right, these doubts don't actually belong to us. They were handed down to us by people who never actually overcame their own fears, so they project it onto us, and we absorb them and we play them out. You know, you're not your doubts, and you are certainly not the limitations others have placed on you, right? And the first step to overcoming this self-doubt is just recognising that it is learned and not innate, yeah? And the second step around this is just choosing to unlearn it. Everyone can do it. Confidence is built through action, through proving to yourself that you are capable, regardless of what anyone else says. Just bear that in mind. You know, because do you know naysayers? They're often the ones that are closest to us. You know, they do mean well, but they speak from their own fears, their own limitations. Their warnings are always meant to discourage, but they're actually to protect. To them, right, stepping outside of the norm, it's just too risky. They think they are keeping you safe by keeping you in your little box. But safe from what? From failure? From judgment? The only thing they are protecting you from is growth and success. But real haters, on the other hand, right, they don't care about you. They thrive on literally tearing each other down, tearing others down, putting them down, destroying people. Their goal isn't to see you grow, it's to see you stop. The truth is, right, haters are often people who see in you what they wish they had done themselves. That's literally it. Their negativity is a reflection of their own insecurities. They want to see you fail because your success is a painful reminder of their inaction and how they failed. But their words only have power if you let them have power. But here's a little secret, right? You don't have to actually absorb their negativity, and you can actually transform it. Use criticism as fuel, I do. Let every doubt, every insult, every dismissal be proof that you're on the right path. That is literally what I do. If no one is doubting you, you're not dreaming big enough. If no one is criticising you, you're not stepping outside of your little cosy comfort box enough. Here's a little key here. The key is to separate emotion from feedback. Because not all criticism is destructive. Some of it, even when harsh, can hold truth and lessons learned from it. Learn from what is useful and just discard the rest. Don't put emotion into it. Let criticism sharpen you and not stop you. And there'll always be trolls, so just ignore them. Just look at them and just ignore them because they're projecting their patheticness and failure onto you. In life, we have two choices, right? Build the tallest building, which is you, through hard work, persistence and never giving up and just starting. Or you can just try and tear others down to make yourself look taller, but in actual fact you're just portraying and reflecting failure. And you know what? There'll always be the people who choose the latter, who criticise, who gossip and undermine everybody. But their energy is literally wasted because tearing others down, it doesn't make them stronger, it doesn't build anything of value, it just highlights how weak and failed they actually are. The right choice here, it's so clear. Stop caring about what they think. Start building and literally start living. Because you want to know what the greatest tragedy for you in life is? It's not failing, it's never starting. Oh, and by the way, if you want to find out a bit more about how to start and where to start and what to actually do, check out my video up here and I will see you in there.